Hello and welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news today, and the headlines read: Fulani Herdsmen successfully plant explosives in one of the BiafraLand lands. I'm talking about Enugu State, and the community people have reacted. Before going to the news, see details. Before we go to the news and further analysis, we do like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the right subscribe button below. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. All right, let's go straight into the news of the day. Explosive: a bomb planted within the church premises by Fulani Herdsmen in Ubakwa community, Nkano East local government area, Enugu State. Heavy pandemonium rattled Agbakwa community in Nkano East local government area of Enugu State, BiafraLand, early morning of Monday, the 24th February 2020. The incident took place as a result of the discovery of a bomb planted close to the premises of St. James Catholic Church and its primary school. This incident was confirmed by family writers, press, international correspondents stationed in Enugu. The report has it that a massive, deadly explosive device was discovered concealed in between the church and its school premises, with the primary target of killing both members of the church and the school pupils, streaming down to their respective locations. Revelations from an anonymous individual have it that between the hours of 11 p.m. late last night and 1 a.m. early this morning, a group of men with torchlights were seen suspiciously moving around the community, closely monitored and overheard speaking Fulani dialects. Hiding under the cover of darkness, unspotted and courageously towing their movement, the men were seen leaving the vicinity after an hour later. In the early hours of Monday, 24th February 2020, the informant raised an alarm in the community, which prompted the mobilization of the youth to consciously trace the footsteps of the Fulani herders. Further discovery confirmed a bomb carefully planted unsuspectedly within the Catholic Church premises of Ubakwa. With this present development, it is now fully indicative that Nkano East local government area is under a serious siege of the Fulani Islamic terrorists. It should be recalled that in the month of August 2019, a clergyman, Reverend Father Paul Ofo, the parish priest of the same St. James Anglican Church, St. James Catholic Church, take that again please, of the same St. James Catholic Church in Abakwa was gruesomely murdered by these Fulani Islamic killers. Well, details are coming in, and as soon as the details come up, we will update our channel and update you on this. Look at our feed, see the pictures of the people, communities coming out in shock as one or two policemen. Also, you can see police van coming up, and people are in shock as they see the level of mayhem being conducted. I just thank God for the timely intervention of the youth, in that community that were mobilized to, remove. You can see the bomb is explosive. Quite a serious case here. It's not it's no more a thing of propaganda. We are seeing everything coming to pass. Well, let's begin to see. Let's go to our online segment and begin to see the fellas, what Nigerians are saying. Let's go to our correspondent and see what Nigerians are saying generally concerning this. One here says Enugu should wake up group of people to enter their local state government as 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. and they plan evil and go away with it. No, it's shameful things. No vigilante. Why I'm saying this is because this country are not friendly. Sound of war everywhere. Please be your brother's keeper. It's even good enough that one or two persons were even watchful. Imagine there was no one anonymous person watching and instinctively watching to see what they were doing. Maybe by now we're talking about several scores dead because of this wickedly deadly bastardly act they have committed. But thank God that it didn't explode and no one died. Let's look at what another person here is saying. Those that had them speak and even saw them should have alerted more people and possibly make arrests for a concrete proof. Well, you have seen enough pictures to show that it is true. they were sent by Buhari. Someone sent the information of one of the soldiers that came to confess yesterday that Buhari paid them billions to bomb all the houses, churches, and in Southeast. There is no time to talk. We are already at emergency war. Everyone should take up weapons. I don't know how true this statement is, but the respondent is saying that I am not aware of such. I'm only reading out the feelers of what Nigerians are saying online. Here, another person said everybody should support MNK and IPOB in the struggle for Biafra restoration. If you people are still following those fools called Southeast governors, you people are making a great mistake, because they will never protect you, and they are in good terms with those killing you people. Period. This is a BiafraLand and IPOB member talking. Another one here says, let every Igbo man be alert and vigilant. Don't oversleep sometimes. Awake in the night to walk and watch your environment. Like for our forefathers did. You can climb a tree within to stay and view your area. Onye ndị iro gbara gburugburu na eche ndụ ya na eche mgbe niile. It's high time for all men of God in Igbo nation as a whole, irrespective of church denomination, go and gather for open prayer crusade and checkmate and bind many forces encroaching to our land. I'll take that Igbo part again. So onye ndị iro gbara ya gburugburu na-eche ndụ ya na-eche mgbe niile. I guess what it means is that anyone whose enemy is surrounding him roundabout should always be alert, be thinking about his life, and should also be alert all the time, be thinking about things that affect him also. I believe that's what it means. I may be wrong. I also stand to be corrected. Let's hear what other Nigerians are saying concerning this. And I want to say, let all Southeast and South continue playing politics with the life of people. What are we benefiting from Fulanis? Why can't they be forced to leave a small land that is for us? And I want to say, I blame the state's governor. He confidently allowed them into the state, declaring on national TV that the Hausa Fulani have never had an issue with indigenous people, so they are free to trade in the state. You believe this is the aftermath effect? Another one here says, please, Enugu should wake up now and pursue them in the whole of Enugu state. We don't need them in our land. And that one here says, Enugu state people, wake up and defend BiafraLand now before it's too late. I will take this last one. There's so much reactions, I tell you. And that one here says, all the traditionalists in Enugu, what are you doing? They should fight them back with Amadionha, just as Akura fought them and they flee from their land. Okay, that's how much we take from Nigerians online. The feelers, all of them are saying the same thing. Wake up, do not sleep. But if you ask me, I would say kudos to that young man who decided to follow them, gently and quietly to see where they were going. But not for him that decided to follow them between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. That's more like a vigilante, I guess the young man just felt, uneasy in the spirit and decided to follow them. If not for him raising an alarm and the youth being mobilized to follow the footsteps that they saw, by now we would have been seeing scores have been dead, scores and scores of Biafrans, scores and scores of Enugu indigenes have been found dead. Probably there will not be speculations. Could it be there was electric fire, or could it be that they kept fuel somewhere? Because the dead don't speak and the deed has been done. Well, I would say that other regions, other states should begin to queue up with what the community in Delta State have done. Ban the sales and the consumption of cow meat. If you must eat cow meat, the indigenous should rear cow. It is not rocket science to rear cow. It is not a science. It's not a thing from Mars, to rear cow. You can just get, if you can't rear cow for the now, why don't you just do the goat thing? We eat goat meat, we eat lamb. All meat now meat, my brothers. Let's not begin to, forfeit our life for the sake of cow meat. There's chicken, there's dairy food, like one of our respondents in our community said, and I picked that and I noted it very quickly. He said, look, apart from cow meat, we have snails, which is very true. We have seafoods, like the people from the Southerners, they usually they have this periwinkle crab and the rest. They are very nutritious to our body. It doesn't have to be red meat. It doesn't have to be beef. We don't have to compromise our lives in the name of trying to be complacent, in the name of trying to keep Fulanis around us. And at the end of the day, we lose lives, we lose properties. It's not wise. I feel that at this stage, every community, every state within every community within the state, while they wait for the actualization of a regional community police, there should be some sort of community vigilante manning each community, especially if it is around the suburbs, if it's around the rural areas, because I realize they are very much comfortable in rural areas, being that those places have bushes and all that. That's, to me, is quite an effrontery. I would have also said, it's just that it's done in the late night. I'm sure the anonymous individual that got to see them, follow them to do this, may not be able to recognize their faces. If not, there'll have been a case of, can you identify them? Obviously, he can't. Late 11 p.m. to 1 is quite a late hour, and in the dark of the night, I'm sure he won't be able to recognize their faces. But this is a clear indication that these guys are not joking. Fairly recently, in our feed, brought out a video of how a Fulani man also decided to adulterate one of the products, beverages that Nigerians are comfortable taking within sachet forms. They opened it, mixed it with some dangerous poisonous substances that looks exactly the same content like the original beverage, mixed it and sealed it up back, and they are not manually, they do this continuously, and they push it down to southeast. It is on, guys. If you doubt it, the video is live. When we talk, it looks as if it's not real. Until you see the video yourself, you know that these things don't joke. Just fairly recently, someone came and debunked that it's a lie. There was no, but you saw a live witness shouting that, look at what Fulani Herdsmen did on the road of Benin Ore. We are used to propaganda in this country. We shouldn't be playing propaganda with our lives. If the state governors are not ready to protect your lives, but at least as a community, they had the leader of the clan, the Eze, the Oba, the king of the community should be able to gather his people and say, look, further now, we don't know what the governors are doing, we don't know what the security agencies are doing, but we can protect ourselves. And I could still remember those days we used to have the Amadion has this local what's it called, traditionalist in our community, where they do all this Odeshi, appear, disappear, all manner of local charms that, why not equip your people, equip them, red alert, let them be red alert. I'm not saying that since the community, so to speak, has failed, the state, so to speak, country, the federal government, so to speak, have failed in the issue of security. Why don't we take security seriously in our hands, take it by ourselves, take the bulls by the horns, equip our youth where necessary, maybe pick those who are bold enough, so that once they come in, you chase them away. It's time. Honestly, they're making their statements are not fearful. Their statements are very bold. They're not saying it that if it's a lie. They have made severally that you should stop. In fact, a Nigerian should not even step into the bushes. It belongs to them. It clearly shows they're fully out, and no government official have cautioned them over such statements. Before now, they're trying to cop the social media so that Nigerians will stop reacting, because when you react, the whole world is watching. But if a situation where you react and they now call it hate speech and they nail you with death sentence, no one will react, and gradually you begin to see genocide being committed and no one can voice it out. But right now, we still have that one. We still have our last resort, which is the social media. We must not let that be taken away. While they try this, we should keep talking. We should keep, shouting it. But above all, we should defend ourselves. But that's it on this matter. What do you think about the fact that they almost succeeded in, they did plant the bomb, they've actually planted the explosive, but not for the successful intervention of a anonymous youth who discovered it early and mobilized the youth to trace it out. As you can see, it's no joke. The bomb is there. You can see it in our pictures. It is no joke. It is real. Don't think this is propaganda. it is real. It's happening real in Nigeria. But let's interact. What do you think about this coming home? The other time is Delta, Edo. The other time also it's Ondo, but those ones use their ancestral stuffs, traditional charms to do it. Now it's gradually coming home. Now